Welcome to part 6 of the How to Start a Blog in 2019 playlist series with Lori Ballen. And we are into the nitty-gritty now, the meat of the blog post. We are working on the content. So we've done titles and excerpts and images and videos, and now we're getting into the content. Now, what I want to talk about now is how to add the words of the blog. This is really, really important. There are some proper strategies here for search engine optimization you're going to want to follow. And then there's also how you put it on the page that helps the reader stay longer because their eyes aren't getting sore and they're able to see and read things much easier. Now, the first thing I want you to note is you want to have sections, okay? So each of your paragraphs is going to be a separate section, or each of your thought processes will be a separate section. If you're creating a blog and you're really diving deep and giving some in-depth good information to your user, it's probably going to be 1,500 words, 2,000, 3,000. So you're going to have a lot of paragraphs, okay? So what you want to do, I usually start this way. Before I write a blog, I start with what I want the paragraph headers to be. So in this particular case, we're writing it on keyword tools. So my top of every paragraph is actually going to be one of my favorite keyword tools. So my first one's going to be keywords everywhere. And I'm going to click on this little option here, and I'm going to change this to a heading 2. Okay? Your heading 1 is actually the title of your blog post, and each blog post should only have one heading 1, but it can have multiple heading 2s. So if you think of it like an outline, okay, you're in a seminar and you're going to make an outline. So the first is the title of the seminar, and then each portion of the seminar is going to be a section that has a larger heading. Kind of like you would do a table of contents, title, and then you would indent down and you would do another title, and then you would indent down underneath that to come up with another subcategory. That would be your H3 and your H4. A lot of times people don't even use anything besides this. So what you need to know is that every new paragraph that starts a new topic should get a new heading. So we have keywords everywhere, and then we're going to have Google suggest. Add a heading. Google suggest. I forgot, if we just add the content block, add a heading, we don't have to even mess with that. Enter. Now my next one's going to be heading, and we're going to do Quora, and then heading, and I'm going to do answer the public. Okay, so let's just say I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and now these are my paragraphs. Okay, now the next thing I do is in between each paragraph, there's going to be a paragraph under here, it's going to be a paragraph under here, a paragraph under here, right? So keywords everywhere. I am now going to enter down, and I'm going to write, 200 to 300 words about this tool. I might include a video, I might include images, I might include screen capture, probably to show people how it works. Then I'm going to enter, and I'm going to add a divider. Okay, I'm going to add a divider. So you could use this little separator. In my case, I use something called Shortcodes Ultimate, and this is a plugin that I added to WordPress. And what you're able to do is I can now add a divider that has a back to top option. I don't like the separator that comes with Gutenberg because it doesn't give the ability for them to click on it and shoot back up to the top. And I prefer the user to be able to go back to the table of contents, which I'm going to show you where that is, whenever they want. So in my case, I'm going to do intro, same thing here. I'm going to show you what this looks like in a minute. It looks sloppy right now, but wait till you see what it's actually creating. Right, 200 to 300 words about this tool, right? Then we're going to add the divider. See how simple this is? Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing here. Right, 200 to 300 words about this tool. Enter the divider. Now, when you do it like this, guys, you actually make your work so much simpler because what happens is you're giving yourself an outline of what you're going to write content around. Now, if you're hiring writers, you can give them the content. Okay? Now, I will give you ideas for how to come up with content, but right now I just want to teach you the actual physical part of the blog, and then we'll talk more about how to come up with ideas for your content, okay? So let's just say you've already done your research and you know, and these are what they're all going to be, okay? Now, what I want to show you here is, let's just say we write a bunch of sentences. Best practice, put a space after you write 2 sentences. Sometimes after you write 1 sentence and sometimes after you write 3. What our goal is to break up the chunky text. If we type too much, the user will get tired. Space. In an effort to create content that is easy on the eyes, we break up chunky text. We also use bullet points. Okay, now watch this. Enter down, hit a plus, and inside Gutenberg we have a bullet point. Now we can do item 1, item 2, item 3. Maybe we want to make this an H3 heading now because it's a subcategory. You know, we're kind of breaking something down underneath that top keywords everywhere. So these bullet points are going to be about keywords everywhere. Maybe this is going to be features of keywords everywhere. So it wouldn't be another heading 2 because it's actually part of this. So it would be a heading 3, kind of like if you remember what that table of contents looks like. Okay, right? Now, another thing we tend to do is we can break up chunky text with styling. So watch this. If I go back to this little block right here, over here, I can make the font medium. I can make the font of that block large. Okay, so that breaks it up. Another thing we can do is we can give it color. Background is black, words are white. Every time you create a paragraph, you should break up the visuals by adding quotes, underlining, colors, images, videos, bullet points, whatever it is that applies to that paragraph, okay? Just take each paragraph and picture that the person is only reading that paragraph. What can you add to that paragraph that is going to grab their attention, that is going to be appealing to that user, that's going to break up that heavy text? You want to make sure that you include it here. Okay, now I'm going to go to preview. Okay, now we're looking at our preview here. So you can see here, there's our video, there's our button, then we have first section, second section, third section, fourth section. You can see how this is breaking up all of this heavy text as well. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to include a table of contents at the top so that people can shoot down to just where they want to go. All right, so stay tuned for the next video in this series.